some emotional and some professional listening. Very good. What else?
Engagement means involvement in particular organization. Like you're working for the organization and the involvement which you have in the organization, which makes you feel just yes, you are a part of this organization.
Sure. So let's just understand the definition. Engagement is a state of emotional and intellectual commitment to the organization. Why we call it having two aspects is because first is emotionally you should connect with the organization, that the culture of the organization is what you identify with. If you do not identify being in that culture, there are some organizations which are cutthroat culture. You may not just belong to those organizations. There's some organization where the, if you see the grid, people is more important than just having profits. So you have to first understand the culture. There's some organizations whose values are innovation. There's some organization whose value is continuous improvement. So you need to think about, do you connect emotionally with this organization before you go into that. Second part is intellectually. The organization might have some real excellent work happening, but that's not the work you want to do. Your aspiration is somewhere else. Your aspiration is, let's say, not to just write a code. Your aspiration is to design something new. Or there is an excellent organization who's into customer service, but that doesn't come naturally to you. So intellectually you need to identify whether the goal of the organization and what you want to do does that tie. And it should not be for today's role, it has to be for futuristic kind of a role. Because you don't go to an organization to do one particular job, you go to an organization to build your career. So there has to be an emotional and intellectual commitment. Now the reality is the organization, when they talk about engagement, this is what they look at. And this is a model which a lot of organizations use. You can obviously, if you search on Google also, you'll be able to get this. But basically it talks about say, stay and strive. The first is, are you positive about the organization and are you saying the right thing about the organization to another person who's joining or to people who can be prospective employers. So are you building the brand of the organization by yourself showing that you are happy? That's the first level. Paved the path for my success in Dr. Hybiz. And I had 10 years of long stint with Dr. Hybiz. In today's world, if you say you've been with an organization for 10 years, it looks a little impossible, but I had excellent journey. Thank you so much. So the only thing that I want to leave a thought with you is that stay with an organization, take chances with the organization, strive to do something which others haven't done, and you will create success for yourself. Moving on. So this is what we do, talent communication, talent management and talent deployment at Amazon when we talk about employee engagement. I'll tell you why there is a little gap between talent management and talent development. It's not that I didn't know how to make a PPT, this much I know, but we'll talk about it. So what does talent communication mean? Anyone? Talked about when should an organization focus. It has to start before the employee joins and it doesn't end after the employee leaves, because you will be very surprised that in Amazon, anyone who leaves, there are a lot of engineers who join us, they work with us for 2 years and go and do an MBA, they come back and join Amazon. So we are always in touch with those people to see whether we can have them back in the organization. So for us, employee engagement is beyond the person leaving the organization. Now, very important question. Who is responsible for employee engagement in the organization?
Every employee in the organization. Every employee in the organization as well as their immediate bosses and everyone.
Okay. Okay, can we sit down, please? Can we all sit down, please? that's the end of my presentation.
I have a few questions.
Yes.
How do you get this 360-degree employee engagement in your organization? What endeavors do you have in your organization to ensure that it's 360?
Okay, so first and the foremost thing is 360 itself, gives you the answer to the question that for us, employee engagement starts at every level. So it is not just us who's looking at 360. It is employees who come up and say that this is what we want to do. That's the first. The second is the organization vision is to be earth most centric company. So we whenever we are having any meetings or any such thing, we say that a customer is sitting in this there is an empty chair in all meeting rooms that we say that this customer is sitting here. We assume that the customer is sitting here and we take a decision on behalf of the customer. So that's very important for us. Managers, HR, peers, all of them, if you look at our values, or we call them as leadership principles, we say one of the most important, employees are customers first. And we always think that if employee thinks like a owner, he will think that customer first, employee second.
Last question. How do you measure the engagement?
Yeah, that was a question that I wanted to ask the employees also, but unfortunately it missed out. But the only criteria for us is attrition. Because the fact remains is all the engagement scores, disengagement scores, everything is just related to attrition, because if the person is happy, he will stay. If the person is not happy, he will not stay. You can do rest all the activities, and so that's the only measure, one simple measure that we do. Another of our values is simplify and invent. So you will see our dashboards and success measures are very simple. That's it. And in Amazon, attrition is not tracked by HR. It is tracked by the manager, the business leader that, have you made an impact. Any other questions?
Ma'am.